Donna J. Jodhan presents Dining with Donna, a weekly podcast where Donna shares a delicious recipe with you, gives you a bonus recipe, and ends off her podcast with time-saving tips for your kitchen. Her recipes are easy to follow, easy to put together, and most yummy and delicious for family and friends. Donna's recipes are favorites for everyone. They are tried and approved, and she guarantees you'll be able to make them your favorite. It's time to cook and bake, and Donna is waiting to show you how.
Hello, and greetings everybody. It is the month of December. Yes, indeed. And welcome to my podcast, Dining with Donna. First week of December 2024. My goodness, the holiday season is here and everybody is busy getting ready for the holidays and greeting each other and everything else that is such a joy. Peace, love, and joy to everyone from me, Donna J. Jodhan. And I'd like to thank everyone for continuing to drop in to listen to me, to send me your feedback, your thoughts, your comments, everything. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And to my little brother in Montreal, Michael, I hope that for the month of December, brother, you are going to try at least one of my recipes. You and your wonderful wife, Heather. So, thank you, everybody. And I want to just let you know, don't forget to drop by to my website at www.etsy.com/shop/blindlybrilliant, and Etsy is spelled ETSY. There you will learn about my pottery creations and why I'm doing it. It's not just about sales and selling my pottery. It's all about my mission to work towards a better future for our young leaders, our kids with disabilities, our kids without disabilities, our kids who are going to be queen makers and king makers. To those companies who have no choice but to start getting ready or start, in action to attract the attention of consumers and customers and clients who are seniors and who are persons with disabilities. This is the bread and butter market for our future. All right, enough of my Etsy announcement. I'll tell you what we are going to be covering for this week, okay? For the main recipe, it'll be apple stuffed pork loin roast. Great for the holiday entertainment category. The bonus recipe would be cream, cheese, and cucumber mousse. Doesn't that sound good? Cream, cheese, and cucumber mousse. And the tips for this week are cutting plywood and dealing with a loose screw. All right? So, let's get down to business. And we will dive right into our main recipe. Apple stuffed pork loin roast. So let's all saunter over to our favorite corner of the home, our kitchen corner, where we're going to crowd in and start chatting and commiserating and allow ourselves to refresh, recharge, and regurgitate. Because it is one of the best ways to really get together in our kitchen. Whether we do it anytime during the week or on a weekday evening or on a weekend evening, my preference is always the weekend evening. And if you create your own recipe, great. If you change the recipe, it's still your recipe, or it's now your recipe. But if you follow an existing recipe, it is not your recipe. So it doesn't matter how you cut it. You can change a recipe, you can create a new recipe, or you can just follow an existing recipe. All right? As I say, as like a broken record every week, we've got to gather our implements before we start, put them aside on our countertop in our kitchen, and also we got to gather our ingredients and put them into another spot on our kitchen counter. And why? Because it helps to save time and stress so that you don't have to go back and forth or to and fro between your counter, your cupboard, your pantry cupboard, your shelf, okay, or anywhere else. Everything is on your kitchen counter. Don't even have to go into your drawers to get anything. Just do this first. Gather your implements, gather your ingredients, and all will be well. Okay, apple stuffed pork loin roast. And the category for this week, or for this month, is holiday entertainment. Here are the implements that you're going to need. Measuring spoons, measuring cups, 1 core or peeler, 1 knife for chopping, 1 mincer, 1 skillet, 1 small bowl, 1 knife for spreading and coating, okay, 1 crock pot, 1 cutting board, foil, 1 knife for slicing, and my standby paper towels. You never know when you need them now to clean up spills, to wipe your hands, to wipe the tops of jars and bottles and boxes. Now, you might be saying, well, I can't listen to this and take notes. Don't worry. Don't worry. All you do, as you do all the time, is to send me your thoughts, your feedbacks, your comments, and everything else, your thoughts, your feedback, your comments, and your suggestions. If you want this recipe, or any recipe for that matter, just send me an email to askdonna@gmail.com or to me at donnajodhan@gmail.com. And that's spelled DONNAJODHAN. Just put in the subject line the month, so you'll put December 2024. You can even go back to December 2023, and I think December 2022. Okay? Put the month, put the week number, and if you can put what you're looking for, the main recipe, the bonus recipe, the tips, and oh yes, we must not forget, we have a treasure treat for you. And I gotta go look for this treasure treat at the end of this all. Okay? If I don't find it for this week, I'm going to tell you what it is when I come back next week. Okay? So, those are the implements that you're going to need. All right. Here are the ingredients that you're going to need for this recipe. Okay? So there we go. Apple stuffed pork loin roast. And we are going to dive into ingredients for this week. Okay? All right. Let's go. Ingredients: 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 cups of tart apples, 2 large tart apples, cored. You have to peel them first, then core them and thinly sliced. Okay? About 2 cups would do the trick. Okay? So 2 large apples, tart apples, peeled, cored, and thinly sliced. Make it about 2 cups. Okay? 1 medium onion cut into very thin strips. Make it about a cup. Okay? 2 tablespoons of packed brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 2 cloves of garlic minced, 1 teaspoon of coarse salt. Okay? Must be coarse salt. Okay, 1 teaspoon of coarse salt, 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary, 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 center cut boneless pork loin roast. Okay? It must be about 4 to 5 pounds. 1 cup of apple cider or apple juice. Now we are ready to make. Melt butter in a large skillet over medium heat. Okay? Add your apples and onions. Cook around and stir for about 5 minutes. Okay? Or until this is soft. Stir in your brown sugar and your mustard, and now you set this aside. And now what you do, in a small bowl, combine your garlic, salt, rosemary, thyme, and pepper in a small bowl. Okay? Okay? Then cut your roast lengthwise. Cut it down lengthwise through, but not quite to the bottom. Okay? Cut it lengthwise and almost to the bottom, but not the bottom. Open this like a book. Okay? Rub the garlic mix onto the cut sides of the pork. Spread the apple mixture evenly onto the one cut side of the roast. Close your halves. Tie this with kitchen string at 2-inch intervals. Very important. Tie it at 2-inch intervals. And now you coat the inside of your crock pot with non-stick cooking spray. Place your roast in your crock pot. Pour your apple cider or your apple juice, whichever you have, over the roast. Rub the outside of the roast with your garlic or the remaining garlic mixture, and then cover your crock pot. Cook for about 5 to 6 hours on low, or on high for 1 to 2 hours. Or you can cook it until your roast is tender. Now you remove your meat to the cutting board. Cover it loosely with foil. Let stand for 10 to 15 minutes, and then you slice your roast just before serving. This makes about 14 to 16 servings. Doesn't that sound terrific? I think it does. I really think it does, okay? All right, that is your apple stuffed pork loin roast, okay? Great for the holiday season. All right. Here comes your bonus recipe for the first week of December. Cream cheese and cucumber mousse. All right. 2 envelopes of unflavored gelatin. 2.5 teaspoons of white wine vinegar. 1/3 of a long English cucumber, and you got to peel it, okay? 12 ounces of cream cheese, salt and pepper to taste, 6 egg whites. Now you're ready to make. Sprinkle your gelatin over your vinegar in a small saucepan. Dice your cucumber and liquefy in a blender. Yeah? Or you can grate this by hand. Go at the cucumber. Okay? You can soften your cream cheese with a fork. Okay? Very intricate. Okay? And then you add your cucumber and mix well. Place your softened gelatin over your heat and stir it constantly. Okay? You have to wait until the gelatin dissolves. So do this over a low heat. Okay? Then this will take about 3 to 5 minutes. And then you remove it from the heat. Okay? Then you add this to the cream cheese, and then you whip your egg whites until they are fluffy and fold it into the mixture. Okay? Add your salt and your pepper, and then to garnish, place very thin slices of cucumber, which you have already sliced up, okay? And then, you place the cucumber slices in the bottom of a large mold, or 6 individual little molds, okay? And then you pour in a small amount of the gelatin, which you have already dissolved, okay? Then you allow this to set before you pour in your mixture. Do this for about, and let it stand for about 4 hours before unmolding it. This may sound complicated to you, and I do apologize for my bumbling around a little bit, but I wanted to make sure that I gave you the right recipe and, make sure that I gave you all of the recipe. You want this recipe? write to me and put it in the subject line. Put in the subject line December, week 1, bonus recipe, or whatever you're looking for, or put whatever you want in the body of the email. Send to me at askdonnaonblindlife@gmail.com or diningwithdonna@gmail. Dining with Donna. askdonnaonblindlife@gmail.com or donnajodhan@gmail.com. Okay? That is your bonus recipe. Now I'm going to scoot over and give you my tips for this week. All right. Here come my tips for this week. All right. First tip, cutting plywood. How do you cut plywood? To stop your plywood or to prevent your plywood from splitting, here's what you do. Put a strip of masking tape or cellophane at the point where you plan to start sawing, okay? That's all you do. So to prevent your plywood from starting to split, you put a strip of masking tape or cellophane at the point where you plan to start sawing. Okay? That's all you do. How you deal with a loose screw? Just put a matchstick, okay? It's a wooden kitchen match that you have to use, in the screw hole, okay? And then break it off, all right? And then you put the screw back in. Next, you wind a few strands of steel wood, okay, around the threads of the screw, okay, before you screw it in. Dip it in glue and it will hold tight. Now, I've had to use this strategy with some loose screws in the past, and it does work. So that's all you do to deal with a loose screw. I'll tell you again. What you do is start by sticking a wooden matchstick into the hole and then break it off. Okay? You put the screw back in, okay? Okay. Next, wind a few strands of steel wool around the screw, okay? You wind that around the threads of the screw before putting it in, before you screw it in. Dip it in glue and replace, and this would help to hold it tight. All right, I promised you my treasured treat for December, and I don't have it handy. Well, I'll give it to you next week. Anyways, hold tight, don't worry, and we will see you next week. Have a great rest of the day, a great week, and take care. Don't work too hard, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
That's it for this week. Donna hopes that you enjoyed her recipes and that you will take a few minutes to try them out. Stay safe and stay well. Send your thoughts and feedback to Donna at AskDonna on linelife@gmail.com.